So back here is our animal yard, and I think right now we have 8 hens, laying hens. Some years we have meat birds, but right now I'm focusing more on the meat rabbits. This all really started, I just thought it would be fun to get a couple chickens and lay eggs. So we got 3 hens, and I still have one that's still with us. And we built them a little coop, and then pretty soon the next year we got 3 more, and then we got 3 more, and then I started really reading about our food system and permaculture and how all these things are so interrelated. And pretty soon I was planting gardens and trying to grow organically, and then also started really questioning my consumption. And I spent a few months trying to be vegan, and I just didn't feel like it was the right choice for me. And at that point I had to make some hard decisions, and I decided that I needed to be more involved in raising my own meat, which has been very emotional and very difficult, but also I think very important.
Tell me about the meat rabbits.
So over here we have Zeticus, and this is the daddy bunny. And he's a character. He has a lot of personality. And then over here we have the mama bunny. And she just had a litter on Saturday. And we can pull those out too. So we have 7 little babies here. And they're not quite a week old. Their eyes are still closed. And these rabbits are American chinchilla, which is a heritage breed, and they're also, they have low numbers. So anyone who keeps them as a backyard breed is really helping this breed increase their numbers and move them off the critical list. The nice thing about American chinchillas is they are 3-purpose. They're really good for meat and fur, but they also make really friendly pets. When it gets really hot, as you can imagine, a fur coat is not very comfortable. The frozen water bottles help keep the bunnies cool.
So you keep the female just for breeding purposes, and the male also?
Yeah, I've tried to kind of habituate them to be house animals, and they weren't really interested. They were very nervous. They seem much happier and much more secure out here in the hutch. Sometimes I will take them out into the garage and let them get some exercise, because this really isn't enough room for them to hop and run, and they do need that movement. Rabbits are pretty easy. They need food and hay and water. Most like to be left alone. They don't really always need a lot of snuggles. And breeding, they are very willing to take care of that. And then there's a 30-day gestation. And so if the doe was successfully bred, you'll expect babies. And then the most important thing with the babies is to keep them warm. If she doesn't build a good enough nest, you can lose the whole litter before you even realize that they've been born.
The doe raise them pretty much, or do you have to intercede?
Most good rabbit mothers will take care of everything themselves. They'll pull fur from around their neck to build the nest. They will nurse the babies at dusk and dawn. And other than that, baby rabbits don't need a whole lot. They're pretty low maintenance. These are red raspberry leaves from the driveway, and they're really good for milk production for dairy animals or the rabbits, and it's one of her favorites.
And what weight do you pull them for harvesting, I guess?
When they get to be between 4 and 8 weeks old, the doe starts weaning them, and then you can move them into a larger area. When they get to be 12 weeks, they can reproduce, so you definitely have to separate the boys and girls before that. If you have a commercial breed like a Californian or a New Zealand, then they would be between 5 and 8 pounds at that point, and you could harvest them. If you have a heritage breed like the American chinchillas, they will take a little longer to reach weight. So you can either do them very small, or you can wait till they're about 6 months old, and they'll be about 8 to 10 pounds. And then they also have mature fur at that point. So you can use the fur as well as the meat.
How do your young girls handle it?
They really enjoy it. My middle daughter is 6, and she's my little helper. So she'll come out and feed the bunnies. We just have to be really clear which animals are pets and which animals are for food. It's only fair to the kids that they know right from the beginning, this one isn't staying, we are going to eat it. And we're also very upfront at the dinner table. We'll be like, this is one of the animals we raised. Or sometimes they'll ask, is this one of our chickens or is this a grocery store chicken? And they've gone through times where they've preferred not to eat the animals that we raised. They ask really hard questions like, why don't you want to eat the grocery store chickens? And then that gets us into discussions about our food system and what needs changed, and how sometimes a short, happy life is better than one that's not as happy.